Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Graham Plays Minecraft. We're in roughly the same place where I left you guys off. The only thing I did was move this industrial craft setup up to here because this is where we're going to be working for the next little bit. Um, and the other thing is I changed our solar arrangement a little bit. This is now a solar array. So we had solar panels before. This is now a low voltage solar array, which is just 8 solar panels around an LV transformer. The transformer, really easy recipe. It's a couple insulated cables, a coil, which is just copper cable, and some wood, and that gives us 8. I think it's 8 power. It doesn't actually say. I wonder if we go here. Yeah, it doesn't actually say how much power it's producing, but it's at least these eight solar panels worth of power. And I doubled up our bat boxes as well, so we now have double the storage. This cable here is high voltage cable, insulated HV cable. You can see it carries a massive amount of juice compared to the copper or the tin. And the reason for that is I was wanting, instead of going with some bat boxes, where your bat boxes contain 40,000, you can see the 40k EU, the 40,000 EU. The next storage up is at 4 million, and that's a massive difference. And so I started doing that with the high voltage cables, so we can start moving some of the stuff. But when you start looking at the recipe, it takes 16 diamonds to do this. Your 4 crystals each take four diamonds, which is the diamond dust mace. Diamond macer gives you the diamond dust, makes you these energium dust, and you can make cable with that too. This glass fiber cable has almost no line loss. That's why it's really nice to use. But that's a late game stuff once you don't really care about diamonds anymore, or once you have stacks upon stacks of them. So that's something for another day, is to upgrade these bat boxes to give us a significant amount more storage. Everything else should be the same along there. Yeah, I had to craft a wrench, which is just the industrial craft bronze wrench here. It's just 6 pieces of bronze gives you a wrench, and that allows you to pick the stuff up. It's different than the buildcraft wrench. The buildcraft wrench is just for orienting your items. If your engines get in the wrong direction or something like that. And let's sleep our night away here. We've been making a bunch of fuel. You can see our oil tank here is down about halfway maybe. And it actually does convert at 1 to 1. It gives you 1 bucket of fuel for every bucket of oil, but our engines are now at full capacity, so that's where all the spare went. We can almost pretty well turn all this off because we have enough fuel to run a quarry. You can see I just kind of put this ugly line over to where I want to put our first quarry, and I got that marked out too. So your quarry, I'll show you this in a second. Actually, it's the wrong way. That's backwards. With a redstone torch, like this, if you put a piece of lapis on top of a redstone torch, that gives you a buildcraft landmark. And that's all I have set down here, because this is where I think I want to run our first quarry. So if you put your buildcraft landmark down like this, and oh, I need that redstone torch back. Apply redstone signal to it. It gives you a line exactly on the cardinal runs there, the X and the Z, and it gives it exactly 64 blocks out. Your quarry can run at any size up to 64, so that's why the buildcraft landmarks cap it at 64. And the reason I want to run it here is that I'm pretty sure as we take out this sand here, all this water should flow back in because we're just inside the 2 water, and that'll give us source blocks everywhere underneath our quarry. And it also is kind of halfway between where our engines are there, so we can very easily run a second large quarry over here on this side. So the quarry is going to excavate all of this land here up to this point, and then it's we should be able to place the quarry here and excavate another 64 blocks in that direction. So what we need to do is put landmarks right here. Landmark there. Then you right click the landmark, the line turns red, and that tells you that's the one of the marks for your quarry there. You can run it at any size. You know, we can very easily run it like this. If we go short of the line here, we can put our landmark here if we wanted and cap it. But I'm going to go to the outside and just run the max size. And I wonder if I have enough sand. I might not. Okay. Well, anyways, I'll get the last landmark in off camera there because we're gonna have to play around in the ocean for a while with a bunch of sand and get that landmark to its corner. The other thing I want to do is build the quarry with you. Yeah, I don't really have enough. Yeah. Okay, you know, guys, let me just take a pause here, and I'll get that landmark down off camera because it's gonna be a lot of fidgeting around, and then I'll come back and build the quarry with you. Hey guys, welcome back. So our last landmark is in there. Wasn't too bad. I only missed it by one block. So our build craft or our quarry outline is now set. So we just need to place the quarry down, and yeah, it'll start to run. Let's see. We need these. I think we need one more gear as well. So we need 3 iron gears. This wooden. 2 gold gears. Actually, so we are going to need 2 more gears still. Okay, so we need all of these to be iron. And then we need 2 gold gears and a diamond pick. Okay, let's see if I remember. I think I got this right. What goes on the bottom? I don't remember. No. Crap. Quarry. Oh, redstone up top and the pick on the bottom. That makes sense. Okay, it gives us a quarry. So your 2 diamond gears, 2 gold gears, 3 iron, and yeah, we now have a quarry. All it's going to do is just excavate a massive amount of land for us. Okay, I want to turn these off. Okay, I want to take a power away from our refinery. All the power is going towards our quarry now. That can go away. Quarry gets placed down. You can see that it gives you an outline of where it's going to be excavating. It knocks your landmarks, so you can come pick them up if you'd like. And so the quarry needs power to come in from one side, and it will put everything out into a chest or into transport pipes. I want to come one more, like this. So because our quarry is the biggest size here, it's going to get a lot of stuff returned to us. You know, it's going to build a building frame on the outside here. So the 64 gets reduced to 62. It's going to start excavating this block. So 62 by 62, and you know, roughly 55 to 60 layers, depending on where you start counting. Is going to return us in the neighborhood of 200,000 blocks. So you know, we're going to get just a ton of stuff returned to us. And we don't really have the capacity to sort it and to deal with all of it yet, so I'm just going to start cheating, putting some barrels down. What I'm going to do is seed these with just a little bit of cobble. So this isn't quite, well, I guess, you know, it's not incorrect in the sense that it's cheating or like that, but your Buildcraft pipes don't really sort in any regard except when they're placing into an inventory like this. If the item, so say, you know, we have sand and gravel and dirt and stuff like that coming along here and cobble. The Buildcraft pipe, when it comes to this point, is going to say, okay, you're going into an inventory, but the dirt and gravel can't go in here. And so only your cobble is going to come in here, and it has a 50-50 chance because the cobble could just as well go along here. There's no way to say to stop the cobble from going here. We don't have our sorter pipes up yet. So that's kind of what I'm doing here, is just to cheat, I guess, in the sense that we don't have sorter pipes, but we are able to sort our items just a little bit. And I don't really want to, I don't know, I haven't really considered whether I want to start chucking some cobble or not. I don't really know how close we are to being able to recycle it. Once you can recycle it, you can turn it into scrap, and that's it actually becomes quite useful at that point. But you know, that's later game industrial craft stuff. So, and so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's do 8 of those. And we'll start with some sand, dirt, and gravel. Okay, like that. Dirt and gravel, I guess we'll just have to wait. Cobble can go there. And the rest of the stuff. For the time being, just have 6 chests. So this is kind of what I was saying about the sorting here. So as the items pass over here, you know, because we have 8 chests, there's 8 chances the cobble is going to go into these chests. So there's a very low chance that a cobble is going to end up down in these chests. It's still possible though. It just, you'd have to flip the coin the right way 8 times. But all your items, as they come to this point here, are going to go into one of these chests at random. So iron's going to go into this chest, iron's going to go into this chest, iron's going to go into this chest. So we don't really have any way to sort that yet. And you do that with diamond pipes, but we're not at the point where we have enough diamonds to do that. So what I want is some dirt and gravel to seed those barrels. Once it's in action, it'll hopefully be a little bit clearer to understand. I guess sandstone actually too would be a valuable one. I don't really know how much sandstone we're going to get, whether it's more than a barrel or not. How did I lose a piece of sand? I wonder if I only had 3. Okay. And yeah, the point is that I'm just trying to avoid getting too much dirt and gravel and stuff like that down in the last chest. It just kind of becomes a hassle with so much stuff. Okay, that'll work anyways. We'll leave the last chest for gravel there. We'll have to do that pretty quickly. Anyways, that's enough that our quarry can now turn on. As we give power to it, it's going to start building a building frame, and then it'll start to excavate some blocks. So let's just watch that in action for a minute here. So you can see the center piece there comes, it starts to build the building frame for us. And once that's done, it'll put the quarry piece in the middle and start excavating. It doesn't really matter what level you start your quarry at. You can start it higher, but there's no real point. It's just going to start excavating your blocks here. And if you start it lower, say you start at level 30 or something like that, all the blocks that are in the middle here are going to be excavated. You don't get those returned to you, but it can start at level 30 very easily. So you can start your quarries down lower. I like starting from the top down because your copper's up here, and you know, at least for the time being, there's a fair amount of stuff we need up at all levels. You know, we need the high stuff, we need the low stuff. So we'll just start it here and give it a bit of time to work. Yeah, I think that's all for the quarry. It's just going to sit there and do some work for us. The one thing I wanted to mention is, guys, and this is more kind of dealing with the channel stuff. I reduced the quality of our videos down to 720. It's not. It doesn't have anything to do with my computer or processing or like that. My internet service provider is pretty slow. Last night I was trying to upload 3 different episodes, and only the Feed the Beast #2 got up. I got a couple of my Minecraft episodes just sitting there waiting. And so I'm reducing down to 720 to hopefully have, or even maybe a little bit less, the file size I'm uploading, and that way I can upload a couple of more videos rather than having to wait for a couple of days to get the stuff up to you. And it's going to be kind of up to you guys, I guess. This is kind of the compromise I have to make right now to start getting the content out to you guys. But if you guys want to see me go back to 1080p, if you guys, show your support and stuff like that, my internet service provider can give me a business plan. It's just a matter of money. That's a lot of money a month to be paying for internet, and it goes from 1 megabyte per second up to 7 megabytes per second upload. So that would allow me to go back to 1080p stuff very easily. Yeah, that's it's just kind of an unfortunate thing we had to, or unfortunate change that I think we had to make, and hopefully that allows me to get a bunch more videos out to you guys. There's a couple other things I wanted to start playing, and just sitting there having episodes waiting to go up is kind of frustrating. So you can see the quarry's starting to work, and should be starting to put some items out here. Yeah, it's starting to push some sand out. You can see it works from the top down. It's going pretty quickly actually for just, well, I guess it's getting 16. The quarry can take, is that right, up to 100 megajoules? I don't know if I'm reading that right or not. They changed the power numbers and stuff like that recently. I'm not quite sure exactly how much you can take in that anymore, but I know the quarry can take a lot more power than it used to be able to, and the more power you give the quarry, the faster it works. And that's about it. And so you can see kind of with our logistics here, most of our sand should be going into these 2 barrels here. At least 2/3 of it or so, and then a little bit's going to be coming down to these chests. And once we get some gravel, we'll have to remove it out of this last chest and seed that barrel there. But yeah, that's the point, is that we don't have the capacity to sort yet, but because we're next to an inventory that is limited to 1 item, it's kind of a, not really a cheaty way, but just kind of a way to trick the system. And yeah, so the quarry's just going to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and excavate all this land. I'll probably put a couple more engines onto it, and just to speed things up, especially because I want to do a second one on the far side there. And yeah, in a bunch of time from now, it's going to take a little, probably a full 24 hours or something like that at this rate to do the full quarrying. But yeah, in a bunch of time, we're going to have a ton of material. So that's pretty well all there is for the quarry. So I'm going to take a pause here, guys. We're going to take a little break, figure out exactly what I want to do next. It's probably going to be, actually, I kind of know the next couple of steps I want to take, and that is to start working with the ender chests. And they're pretty reasonable recipes, blaze rods, wool, and ender pearls. They're not expensive by any means, but it's just we have to go into the nether and get some armor before we do, and spend some time at night killing some endermen and stuff like that to get these ender pearls. The ender tanks work basically the same as a tank here, except that it's a combination of a tank like this and an ender tank and an ender chest. So the tank has a 16 bucket capacity like this, but you can pump in and pump out of it. So you can pump in to one ender tank over, we'll say over by our oil source, the next oil source over there. We can pump in there and pump out at our tanks here. And so that's a really, really, really nifty feature, and that allows us to move liquids over long distance without having to run those frickin' pipes everywhere. Same with an ender chest. The ender chest recipe has changed from Minecraft. The Minecraft ender chests don't work, and these ender chests allow you to pump in and out of their storage. So exactly the same way we can pump in at our quarry here and pull them out at our factory, and that's kind of the point we want to get to. I don't know about how do I say this? Move power, move millijoules. I don't really know if there's a way to do that remotely, because that would be really nice rather than having to run these freaking cables. And I'm sure there is a way, but for the moment I don't quite know. Definitely high up on our list is to make a tree farm. See if I remember how to do this. It's a multi-farm. No, not those farm blocks. Those are the ones I want. So anyways, it's not difficult stuff. It's working down a different path. It's in forestry rather than any of the other mods. They're not expensive, but you need maybe a stack of these or so, and not quite a stack, but somewhere in that range. And that allows you to make a fully automatic tree farm that runs off of millijoules. And that's the same as a Buildcraft power here. Yeah, let's. I'm going to take a pause. I'm going to start setting up a bunch of other stuff, and I'll come back once we start to collect a bit of stuff here. Actually, you can see we're already starting to get a fair amount of sand. That's going to add up pretty quickly. We haven't even broken the surface of the water yet. Actually, that's going to be an interesting point. Is the next block down that we're getting into the water blocks? Yeah. And so what I'm hoping is that because we're inside of the two water sources like this, we should see source blocks fill in this whole area. And the real advantage to having source blocks everywhere is that your quarry won't quarry through lava. So if you have water above everywhere, it turns any lava that it sees into obsidian, and you just start collecting obsidian. And aside from that, you kind of have to go down there and do that yourself. Just kind of turn everything into obsidian or remove the lava. Yeah, that's about it. So we can go start to see there. Yeah, perfect. Those are turning into source blocks. That's exactly what I wanted. Easy peasy, just like that. Okay, guys, I'm gonna take a break. I'll see you guys shortly. Hey guys, welcome back. We had a little bit of catastrophe here. I stepped away. I was doing a bit of reading about tesseracts, which is what we were looking for as a wireless way to send power. Tesseract frame. It should be anyways, that's the avenue we need to go down, I think, to move redstone power wirelessly. And yeah, what must have happened is our engines must have blown up there because they didn't get enough cooling. And I've known about this, and I kind of kicking myself in the butt because I know it can happen. And let me get rid of this water. So what happens is, because you have the engines powering here and your pump is running off the same power source as your quarry, there's no way to say that the pump needs to get power before the quarry runs. And so, you know, there's still water there, and it just so happens that, you know, the way the power gets sent, your pump doesn't supply enough water for the engines to stay cool, and yeah, then your engines overheat and they blow up, and they did a good damage, did a good number on us. They took out all of our remaining fuel, our refinery. Sorry, all our remaining oil, our refinery, and we it looks like we got about 12 buckets of fuel there. And yeah, it's kind of a real catastrophe. Um, so I'm gonna basically call the episode here, guys. I'm gonna set this all back up. The way we fix this is with gates. Um, Gate. There we go. These are um, these are crafted in what's called an assembly table, like this, and it's a buildcraft. It's a buildcraft table that runs off of power, and it's kind of got a weird setup. I'll have to show you guys rather than try and explain it. But what gates are is they are attached to your pipes, and they can sense redstone signal. There's pipe wire, so you can run a signal along the wire. And they're fully interactable with the block next to them, so they can provide a redstone signal, and they're able to detect when there's fuel in tanks, when there is items in an inventory. So they're really good at automating stuff because they can detect the state of stuff next to them. And one of the most important things is they can detect the state of the engine. So I think I was saying down here on our industrial craft stuff, where instead of just running a redstone signal, I like putting a gate on there to keep the engine safe. They can detect when your combustion engine is safe, in a green or blue state. And if it gets to yellow, it shuts off the redstone power, so it shuts off your engine, and you don't have any risk of an explosion anymore. Um, I don't know how to fix this otherwise, because even once we put the gates in, our engine's still shut off. Maybe once an hour or something like that, as the power kind of gets screwed up, because your quarry's taking all the power and none goes to the pump. Kind of a pain in the butt. For the time being, gates are our fix, and so yeah, I'm going to I'm going to take a bunch of time off the camera here, guys, to fix this up. I'll probably have to get an ender chest and move some oil. There is a spring right at the edge of our map here. So I'm going to do that. I'll take a bunch of time, and I'll see you guys later on. Have a good night.